Let's do it.
Hey, hi, and welcome to another edition of Screw the News. I tell you what, I'm a little late getting the show posted this week. Pelvis had nothing but computer problems, man. I tell you what, if it wasn't for my wife, we wouldn't have a show. I deeply appreciate her. You know, and last week I was all spiffed up. I told you we were going to have Chinese food and all that, and I told you about my experience with some young guy up in San Francisco. And she asked me after the show, she said, "Is that true?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Well," she said, "I was thinking about it. I wouldn't mind some young guy." And I said, "What?" Just stick with what you got there. And I told you about being at that party in Malibu. Now, this show brings up more memories for Pelvis than you can ever imagine. You know, I take a walk down memory lane. I'll say something on this show, and it'll start the thought process. And I go, "Damn, well, that happened then." And you know, I had some pretty funny things happen to me. Well, I got to thinking about that Phil Rose, and he was a funny guy. He had a video production company, and he was a pudgy guy. He was English as he could be, and he was, you know, he wasn't. He was just pudgy, you know. He's a pudgy little whiter than white English guy. Sometimes he was funny, and sometimes you just wanted to smack him. You know what I'm saying there? Well, this was in the early '80s, and I was in L.A. and a guy that set him up in business, a guy by the name of Steven, had bought this ranch out in Arizona, and if you look on Ronnie Wood's Give Me Some Neck album, he's sitting on a camel. Well, that camel's on that ranch out there. Well, me and a couple other guys went out there in 1973 when he bought this place. And it had an 18-room Victorian-style hotel on it, had a natural hot springs. And I was told that there was something like 1 million gallons of 120-degree water came up out of the ground every day out there, and it's probably still doing it to this day. And it had a swimming pool out there that was 90 feet wide, 300 feet long. Beautiful place. There's the original site that Stephen bought was 200 acres, and with that hotel on it, the hot springs, and everything else, in 1973, he paid $175,000 for it. I'd hate to think what it's worth today, but anyhow, we were going out there for this shoot of some sort or another. And so we took a commercial flight out of LA to Tucson. And it was Stephen, his dad, the head of security for the Rolling Stones at that time. I can't think of this guy's name, huge guy, big guy. But he was with us. And then there's Phil Rose and me. And I think that was it. I'm not sure. But anyhow, we flew into Tucson. Well, the ranch is on about 100 and some odd miles away from there in a town called Safford, just outside of Safford. And it's a tiny little town called Eden is where the ranch is. It's about 14 miles outside of Safford, Arizona. So chartered an airplane, come in and pick us up. Now, we'd been out there quite a bit. There was a guy out there. I mean, this is a cowboy. This was a man's man, man. He was like John Wayne's twin brother, man. This guy, he didn't break crap out of anybody. He was just so basic, it was unbelievable. Hell of a pilot. And believe it or not, old Pelvis here, I've got my pilot's license too. So we got to Tucson, and we roll over to the executive airport, and we all pile out of this car. And Gary looked at us, and he said, "Holy Jesus," he says, "we're going to be grossly overweight." And I volunteered. I said, "Well, you know, to help out with that much overweight," I said, I'll rent a car and I'll drive out there. And he goes, no, 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 let me figure this out. So he started placing people in the airplane. And he took that big guy and he put him in the center in the back, and I was going to fly up in the co-pilot seat. And that's on the right side of the plane. The pilot sits on the left, co-pilot on the right. And so he put the big guy in the center, and there was 3 rows of seats. He put the big guy in the center in the second row, and then he was on the right wing, and he walked down that wing. I don't want to make this confusing, but I got to set this up. He was up on the right wing by my seat where I was going to sit, and he walked down the wing, and as he was walking down the wing, he said, Phil, get in over here. And then he walked by and he opened up this little compartment, which was a luggage compartment. And he walked around the tail of the airplane and went up the left wing and opened the door there for Phil to get in on that. And all of a sudden he said, Phil, where the hell are you? And everybody looking around, where the hell Phil go? And I walked over and I heard this muffled, I'm in here. I walked over and he was inside that luggage compartment. And Gary walked around, and I'll clean it up a little bit, but he said, what in the hell are you doing in there? He said, well, you said get in. He said, I'm in on the other side. But anyhow, we got all situated and we got out the ranch and all that, but damn Phil. And then Stephen had this damn German Shepherd, and he had somebody crate that German Shepherd up. That German Shepherd was out the ranch, and he just paid something like $1,000 for this dog to get trained. And so he had somebody drive that dog to the airport, and Phil and I, when we were going to go back, we were going to handle that dog, put that dog on a flight back and fly back with us on a commercial flight to L.A., which we did. And we get to L.A. and we hired a car and we put that damn dog in that car and we drove. And there was a whole fleet of cars for us to choose from. And it was hot and it was getting dark and we were hungry. And Bill said, let's take the Volkswagen thing. And there was this little yellow Volkswagen thing, had the top taken off of it, so it was like a convertible. So we piled that dog in that thing, and he said, let's drop Boss. That was the dog's name, Boss. He said, let's drop Boss at my apartment. He had these 3 girls that were roommates. And so that's what we did. We took Boss. He said, let's go down the Hard Rock and get something to eat. So he wrote his roommates a note. I'm at the Hard Rock. And so we're in there and we're eating. All of a sudden, one of these girls come running in. She says, Phil, we got home, we opened the door, and the dog ran out. Phil said, oh my God, no. So we jump up and take care of the bill and everything. We run out and jump in that Volkswagen thing. Now, the Hard Rock in LA is around Santa Monica, and it's a predominantly gay area up there. So that's where that dog was losing. He was in that area somewhere. So we're driving around, we're driving down all these streets and everything, and this pudgy English guy was standing up. I was driving, he was standing up, and he's yelling, Boss. And we go up and down streets, and I mean, we went down this one street, and he's standing up, and he's going, Boss. And I swear to God, God is my witness. I don't know where this guy was heading to or where he was coming from, but this guy rolled out of this alley, and he had on black leather pants. He had with no shirt, with suspenders, and he had like this Marlon Brando black motorcycle hat on. He said, I'll be your boss. Pull over. I'll be your boss. I said, Phil, sit your pudgy ass down. Let's get out of here. Now, I can't tell you the rest of the story because it's get pretty weird. He's got some language in it after this, but I'm starting this new playlist, and I'm going to tell some stories that I can't tell here. And go to that playlist. It's going to take me a couple weeks to get it up there, but You know, look for the story Finding Boss, because it's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. But anyhow, let's get on with the show. Hell, I'm taking you guys too far down my memory lane. You know, here's a guy that I'm so happy about. This guy, TG's down home. Man, this guy jumped up, heard the call, jumped up, put these segments together, and I'm happy about this. A great guy. If I get nothing else out of this, a couple, 3 or 4 or 5 different people I've met on this show, I'm happier, and I'm happier than a tick on a fat dog. I tell you that right now. But here we go. Let's go with TG's Down Home. Take it, brother.
Oh, well, howdy there. Sitting out here, good crisp fall morning. You know, they ain't nothing I like better than morning times than hearing some good bluegrass music. Well, except for maybe a pound of bacon and 15, 16 eggs, big old cat head biscuits smothered in molasses and butter. And I like a little bit of rice and my sugar and butter as well. I mean, just oh, anyway, and some good coffee. But we got a group for you today, a little group called Franklin Road. Fine group of people there, make some fine music. You sit back here on this episode of Down Home, and we're going to listen to them, and you enjoy this. You let these people know on the Reverb channels after you hear their music, you like it, get in touch with them, let them know. Tell them you appreciate it. Do you appreciate what they're doing? You know, these people put some time in this stuff, and it's what they like, it's what they do. So enjoy this morning, and then let's go have about a pound of bacon. Yeah.
Storm, bending my branches so low. Oh, your wayward heart and your tortured soul leave no memory worth of old. So take your cold and loving heart, your eyes too blinded to see. You never found a door to this heart.
Yeah, now that's what I call some good bluegrass music right there, that picking and a singing. That's where it's at, baby. Hey, you come back next week, we'll have some more music for you. Old TG will sit here and chat with you a minute. We'll chase squirrels, possums, whatever we want to do. It's just one of them days. Have a good.
Thank you, TG. That was fantastic, man. You're doing a great job with that segment. Listen, I got something. Pelvis has actually been in tears. Like I told you a couple segments back that I believe I was born with my bladder too close to my eyes, but I stumbled across something, and I'll be damned if it jarred my memory, and I had totally forgotten about this, and it breaks my heart that I did. But at the same time, I'm glad I had these experiences, and I want to pass something along to you. Okay, if you don't know who Ronnie Lane is, do yourself a favor and go on YouTube and search for him. Now, Ronnie Lane, here he is here. He started a group called Small Faces back in the 60s. And Small Faces, I think, were together until 69. And then that morphed into Faces with Rod Stewart, Ronnie Woods. And they put out some great music, and I told you about those tapes that I had from Ronnie Woods. Well, most of them came from Faces rehearsals and things like that. But Ronnie Lane was a hell of a guy, a hell of a nice guy. I had the privilege. My brother Johnny Booty and we were doing a thing with Emerson, Lake and Palmer back in the 70s, and I got to meet him in 1973. Well, he started Faces in 1969, and they went to 73. And then in 1983, my brother Johnny Boot called me up and he goes, "Hey, in those days, it wasn't like it is now, where you can find anybody in a heartbeat." Johnny called me up and he says, "Hey, Ronnie Lane, I heard he had multiple sclerosis, and he's in a clinic down in Houston, and there's going to be a benefit concert for him down there." And I said, "Well, we should get our ass down there and see him and be a part of that in some way." So we flew to Houston, and we actually, pelvis getting a little misty here. We actually got to see him at the clinic, and what it was is that they put him in what was essentially a decompression chamber, and it's pure oxygen that they're pumping in to his system. And we went there and had a hell of a time with him, man. He used to be a roller, man. Ooh, boy could drink, had good time, and it was taking its toll on him. And so we hung out with him for a while, and then we went that night at the concert. And I'm going to play this little clip because rather than me sitting here reading names, I'm going to show you this clip here. These are the people that showed up. I mean, these people flew from England over to Houston to do this benefit for him, and this foundation that set up. And so let's run this clip, and you can see who was there and what a hell of a night it was too, man. I mean, absolutely a hell of a night. So here we go.
On vocals, Mr. Andy Fairweather Lowe. On drums, Mr. Kenny Jones. On percussion, Mr. Ray Cooper. On drums, Mr. Charlie Watts. On the bass guitar, Mr. Bill Wyman.
Okay, I mean, that's rock royalty, British rock royalty there, man. And I mean, the guy deserved all the attention, everything that was set up for him. And so we flew back to LA. My brother and I flew back to LA, and it wasn't until sometime in the 90s that I saw him again. He was at the Palomino Club up in North Hollywood, up in the LA area, and went by his arm, and I said, "How you doing, man?" He said, "I'll tell you what," he said, "I feel good when I'm playing music." He said, "But any other time," he said, "I'll tell you something about this damn disease." He said, "It doesn't really kill you, but it just makes you wish you were dead." And I'm gonna run this last clip that I have here, and it'll show you about a foundation. It'll tell you more about Ronnie and what's going on with this foundation. And they set up these clinics in England. And listen to this, watch this, read it, and if you can donate to it, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, so when we get back, it'll be back to Happy Land. Okay, thank you for indulging me in this.
I left you on the debris at the Sunday morning market. You were sorting through the odds and ends. You was looking for a bargain. I heard your footsteps at the front door.
Okay, like I say, thank you very much for indulging me. If you can contribute to that, it'd be fantastic. I mean, it's a terrible disease, absolutely terrible. So, but you know what that did? It got me thinking about my brother Johnny Booty. I haven't seen Booty Boy in God so long. I mean, this guy, he was on top of the world, man. I'm going to show you some magazine covers here, and I mean, he was on Trip magazine, Lost in the City, and a magazine called Hook. I think they got the ER off of there because Johnny Boy, well, we won't go into that. But anyhow, I'm going to start this search for where's Johnny Booty. And anybody out there have any sightings of Johnny Booty, just email me, screwthenews2020@gmail.com. Anything you got. If you've seen the Booty Boy, if you're out there looking for Booty, just send me an email, let me know. And listen, this guy, my brother, I mean, this guy had a blues voice like supreme. I'm going to play this little clip here. It's only about a minute long. I made a little video to go along with it rather than just play the song. But I was in the studio the night he recorded this, and this is a one take on this thing. He went out there, sat in front of that microphone with his guitar, and he had this young boy, Jeremy Drake. What a talent, what a talent. And they found this kid on this back street up in LA working on some computer guy up there. And he was sitting in this garage playing a guitar, and Booty walked up and started jamming with him, and I mean, they've been friends ever since. Booty's in love with this guy. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. I mean, to look at him, butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. This guy was the sweetest guy you ever want to meet in your life. Jeremy Drake. Now, it was Johnny and Jeremy on this, and give it a listen, and when we get back, we'll go on with this show. Thank you.
What you gotta do when your baby says you're through? What's it gonna be like when she says to take a hike? Will it get you down? Spin your head around. Will you shed a tear? She said, I'm out of here. No more waiting around, babe, for the pain, the guessing was more than I could bear. The dream, babe, was never gonna last.
I told you, didn't I? I told you. Boy can sing a song. He can sing a song. Help me find him. Like I say, They're triplets, so he may look a lot like me. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put a picture of him up. Yeah, I think he was 29 in this picture. So take a look at this picture. That's a booty boy there. He was on the cover of all the magazines. Now, I'm told that they ran this picture through an app that'll age enhance things. So you got that ready? We're going to put this picture up right now of the booty boy, what he might look like now. Woo! Oh my God. Are you sure? How many stars did that app have? Oh my God, booty boy. You've been down some rough road, my man. Holy Jesus. Anyhow, you seen anything that look? Not all of us can keep our looks. But damn, booty. Anyhow, if you see something that even resembles this, send me an email. Let me know where you found him at. Holy Jesus. I'll tell you, right now, like I said earlier, this show makes me happier than a tick on a fat dog, and this makes me so damn happy. This is what this show's all about. TJ, he answered the call. Now, you go to my channel, and you see how many hits he's getting on songs, and we're going to give him his own playlist up there. I mean, this guy's taking off like a rocket on there, and he deserves every inch of it. Now, here's another guy, Kevin Foster. Now, he has been doing Kev's Lick of the Week. Now, we're not going to do that this week because I want to showcase this. This is a song that he wrote. And he said he's had this song on the shelf for I don't know how many years. And I've been touting JCB Music, another guy I'm in love with, for a long time on this show. And I got a text the other day that these two have hooked up. And like I've been saying, you don't have to be in the room with Greg Blaine to do this. Now, Kev lives in Indianapolis, and of course, Craig's in San Diego. They start sending WAV files back and forth. And apparently, what Greg did on this song is he added the drums, he added a bass, he harmonizes on it, and hell, I don't know what else, but he took that song of Kev's, you listen to the beginning of it, and it's just a guitar and a guy singing. He had this one done down in Nashville. I think this is a Nashville studio musician. So there's a guitar and a voice on there, and then Craig put the rest of it on. And I tell you what, anybody else out there that has anything, because of this damn COVID thing, if you got anything laying around the house that you've been working on and can't get it produced, get in touch with JCB Music. All right, jcbmusic.com, Craig Blaine. And I swear to God, you will not be sorry. So let's run this song, and we're going to play about 1:20 of it, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Sometimes you confuse me by the little things you do. They say opposites, they attract. Guess that's the case with me and you. Guess I'd say something out of line. Don't be me, just blurt it out. Never thinking that my words convey. Silence speaks volumes, no doubt. Just say something, please talk to me. Just say something, let your feelings out. Just say something, speak to me. You're my best friend, so please. Just say something. Just say something to me. Just say something.
There you go, huh? All the information was in that clip. get in touch with them. I mean, if you got something you want to get out there in the world, the better quality to it, get a hold of Craig Blaine. And thank you, Kev. Thank you guys for joining up together. And maybe we can get a Zoom going and you guys can talk about your experience with it. Right now, we're going to go down to New Orleans. Forever Drizzle. Now, this new age, hip hop. Now, pelvis, I'm not new, and with these hips, I can't hop, but this guy's good. I like this guy a lot. So let's give this a roll, and we'll talk to you when we get back. Forever Drizzle, New Orleans.
You ain't too, you crazy. 1, 2, 2, 1. Yeah. There we go. I started writing, never recording. Mastered all my plans, sold all my projects to apartments. Got racks, I'm Boston. Got checks, I'm flexing, I'm flossing. Got heck, I keep in the Boston tea like I'm actually from Boston. Worry, yeah, my story, feeling euphoric. Live a life amongst the stars. You want it, gotta shoot for it. Fury, niggas get robbed, that's a true story. Through this shit, so my grandma don't have to worry. In the story, I'm important to my true loves. I'm high in the sky, feeling alive like I'm on 2 doves. Wings all of my body, do forever, I'm a new plug. Nears all of my bull couldn't flow better with a new rug. I aim high, y'all few drugs. Fresh up out the bottom like they drug me out the new mud. They hue blood, I feel that bitch with true blood. Don't do clubs, only stepping out to get paid. Sipping my ways, 9 to 5, just don't fit in my ways. Bitch, I'm away, right?
Find him on Reverb Nation. A lot of good music up there. If you're not a part of Reverb Nation, you should join it. You can go up there and search around. You find a lot of good people. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Ramblin Jake. What a hell of a guy you are, Ramblin Jake. I mean, we had Greg Blaine and I have this GoFundMe, Song Forever. Well, Ramblin Jake, he heard the call and he made a contribution, and within maybe I don't know about next week, but in the next couple of weeks, you're going to see where that money went and see how that money's being spent, because Craig's already got a candidate to do some music for that couldn't afford the studio time or whatever the reason was, whatever's going on. And you can be a part of this too. And we're not talking, this guy made a hell of a contribution. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be big bucks. If we all kick in 5, even $1, if everybody that is subscribed to my channel send $1 in to GoFundMe, there'll be a link down below. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe button, man. We're getting up there. We're getting some good subscriptions going here, but the more we get in there, the more we get rolling in this YouTube algorithm, man. They did poof, bam, right up to the top, and we can get this thing up there, and we can all do something nice for ourselves. But anyhow, Ramblin Jake, from me, from Craig Blaine, from everybody involved in the show, we appreciate you. And everybody else that contributed there. I mean, it's not just you. I'll get the names next week. I'll shout out to everybody next week. And I'm sorry, this just came off the top of my head right now. And I don't want to get any last name screwed up or anything like that. But next week, I'll tell you who else contributed to this guy's music that we're going to spotlight, okay? But GoFundMe, links down below. Like I say, just $1. Just $1, $5, whatever you can afford. And we'll just keep putting it together, saving it up. Then once we get enough, we'll find somebody and just boot them, just get them in the studio and say, come on, sing your ass off in here. Now, I'm going to run a PSA, and it's going to be the same one that I've been running. And we'll talk when we get back. All right, so here we go with this public service announcement.
Let's do it.
All right, people. I don't know where you stand on this thing, and like I said, politics have never stopped me from doing anything I wanted to do in my life. This wasn't until now that I paid this much attention to politics. I've always been able to do what I wanted to do, make the money I wanted to make, no matter who was in that office. The good times, the bad times. There's ways to make money, and neither one of them. So what I'm saying here is not political. Okay, it's not. It's a life-saving information. And it seems to me, what the hell you got to lose? What do you got to lose putting the mask on? Your dignity or your life? You could lose your life if you don't put that damn mask on. And then look what you'd miss out. You wouldn't be able to see the show next week if it's a hard one. All right. I don't want to make light of this thing because it's serious. It's a serious thing that's going on in our world, and it's all of our world. And every time we step out that door, you put your life in danger. So, as always, I want you to stay safe. I want you to stay healthy, and above all, just keep on creating. I don't care what kind of music you're making. Anything that comes out of you as a creative person deserves to get attention. All right, so send it to me, talk to me, subscribe to my channel, and let's rock and roll this thing, okay? And I'm sorry if I was a little serious tonight with the Ronnie Lane thing, but God love that boy. You know, he was a good guy. All right, peace. Take care of yourselves.
Let's do it.